We'll call this work session Monday, December 5th to order. Invocation given by Ms. Tolliver and the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Ashburn.
Bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the many blessings you have in store for our city. Father, continue to keep your arms and protection around our first responders and everyone that makes up this great city. I ask you this in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. First thing on this work session, public hearing for an alcohol license for Wabahoe Food Mart. This is time and place for the public hearing. Is there anyone here for this? Thank you. Anyone here against this? Okay. Ms. Phillips, we did an investigation report.
The applicant is Raj Patel, type of license, retail beer and wine off premise. The establishment is Wabahoe Food Mart, located at 1713 South Broad Street. There were 4 businesses and 4 residents surveyed. Well, there was 4 businesses surveyed with no objections, 4 residents surveyed with no objections, and 1 surveyed with objections. The nearest church and school footage requirements are met. License application is in order. Health, fire, and building inspections comply, and zoning verification complies.
Thank you. This will conclude the public hearing. We'll put this on next week's meeting for a vote. Anyone have any questions or anything on it? Okay, thank you. Next week. Okay. Number 2, discuss the 2023 NTBA Fall Classic Fishing Tournament. Mr. Roden.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mayor, City Council. We're getting more requests for fishing tournaments probably than we ever have. I mean, it's unreal. And in fact, I'm going to talk about a second one too real quick that got a call 30 minutes before I came over here, so it's unreal. But anyway, the Anglers Outpost and Marine, which is the NTBA, reached out to us a couple of weeks ago. They are based out of Tennessee and Kentucky area. And all the fishermen, they've been there many, many years, and all the fishermen up there keep saying, let's go to Guntersville, let's go to Guntersville, as everybody else does. Everybody wants to fish Guntersville. So they want to bring a tournament here, be 130 to 160 boats, 2-day tournament, the end of October, the last weekend in October or the first weekend of November. Friday, Saturday tournament, not a Saturday, Sunday tournament. Be 4 days of pre-fishing by the field plus 2 tournament days. Then they are asking for $8,000. That is negotiable. I think I can get them down probably around 65 would be my guess. They do $6,000 for the tournaments that they do there local up in that area. But in your package, you've got a lot of information that they sent to me. The Fall Classic last year was at Glasgow, Barron area in Kentucky. Total economic impact was about $109,000. They average staying 4 to 6 nights for the fishermen, and they're a pretty well organized tournament. So I don't know if y'all got a chance to look through your packets of information. Like I said, there's a lot of information showing how much they pay out and how much they spend and the whole bit. So I won't go into that. So any questions about the NTBA tournament?
Did you say it'd be a Thursday, Friday tournament?
Friday, Saturday tournament. Friday, Saturday, yeah. They don't like to fish on Sundays. So this one here is just Friday, Saturday. And they'll come in. There's no off limits on the lake, which is good. A lot of tournaments have off limits where they cannot come in and practice prior to the tournament. Certain days, no off limits, so they can come in a week in advance if they want to. So we encourage them to do that, spend more money. But I've checked around, and this tournament's got a very good reputation, but they've never been here.
Okay.
The only problem I have is that you're seeing more people wanting to do fishing tournaments here. We're gonna run out of tourism money to pay for these things.
Well, I was going to go over that when when he got done.
I agree.
Yeah, like you, we're
maxed
trying
out.
to
Yeah.
we're trying to fund the same, and so I'm going to need a week for us to go through our financials and see what we can offer.
Okay.
Far as
Totally
and so-
understand. And, a lot of them that we can partner with y'all.
Yes.
Like the Toyota series, but those are expensive.
Yes, yes.
Of course, we pay for the full McDonald's Big Bass Splash, so it costs us about $22,000 for that, and the chamber pays for that. Got a call 30 minutes before I came over here. The Tennessee Bass Nation wants to bring a Tennessee Bass Nation Kayak Series Championship. All of these fishermen, 95% of them from all over Tennessee, 2.5 to 6 hours away, no off limits. Be about 155 fishermen. They prefer September the 9th or 10th, which luckily I like it better when they're these fall tournaments that we're not slammed. Give a chance to fill up the hotels that might not be otherwise filled. All they need is the fee in this particular one is $4,000, probably not negotiable. They've said they've got another lake that will give them $4,000, but they want to come to Guntersville. The only meeting place they need is the pavilion at Goose Pond Colony. This would be a fall tournament also. So also they said if you don't want to do the full 4,000, they got a one-day event May the 6th at over 100 kayaks for $2,500. So, and this is Tennessee Bass Nation Kayak Series. Fall tournament is a championship.
Okay.
Is he going to send you a proposal or any information?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're supposed to send me the full breakdown of all the information, yes. But like I said, 30 minutes ago, he called me.
Yeah.
The other one is a couple
Will you
weeks
get
ago.
that this week?
I hope so. I'm pushing him to get it to
Okay. I'm going to try to put both these tournaments on for next week's meeting.
for discussion. Yeah.
And next week's meeting.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll meet next week, and
Okay.
like I say, we'll come up and we'll give you what we can
What you
come
okay,
up
I
with, and
totally
then you can go
understand.
back to them after that.
I totally understand.
All right.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Number 3, discuss the resolution for pickleball courts bid. Mr. Olenis?
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to come before you tonight. The court's construction is one of several phases of the pickleball court complex, and it requires special capabilities because of the very, very tight level tolerances and also the special surfacing. Additionally, scheduling is about 6 months out. It's tough to get these people because they are very few. Work consists of finished layer of the base course, asphalt surface, pickleball surfacing on top of the asphalt and painting the lines, installation of nets and posts, and installation of fencing through the asphalt surfacing. Bidders were required to be Alabama licensed general contractors, and in addition, because of the special skills, the contractor has to be a certified member of the American Sports Builders Association. There were 5 such qualified bidders that met that criteria. Quotes were sent out on October of this year. 2 bids were opened and received, 2 bids and received on November 17th. Baseline Sports Construction out of Knoxville has a total bid, including the required bonds, of $154,017.93. And Lauer Brothers from Birmingham had a bid of $180,000. Baseline's bid was reviewed for compliance, and they meet all applicable specifications. I recommend that the bid be awarded to the low bidder, Baseline Sports Construction, in the amount of $154,017.93. Additionally, I would like to also request authorization for a $10,000 contingency in case of different site conditions. For example, hitting a big rock when they're drilling for the fence or net posts is a very real possibility. That is a fill area, as we know. that need quick fill decisions being made at that time to avoid delays. This $10,000 contingency for the contract will not increase the $400,000 project budget. This is only for this one contract. At the end of the work, I will bring the changes to the council for formal approval.
Anyone have any questions on this? Mr. Onus has brought before you.
Sir, how much we got spent so far?
We've got $250,000 committed. Not, the funds haven't actually been spent out, but contracts led or committed funds, but that's
So far, 250?
250, yes. That does include, now, I included this in that.
Okay, the 154?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's included in the 250. So with this, it's 250 that's committed.
Got you.
Yeah. Otherwise, it wouldn't add up, would it?
Mr. Onus, what would you say that the city saved, the street department that saved us on these courts?
So far, probably $50,000.
Okay.
Just the work they've done on the site work. There's a lot of work that was done.
Yes. Okay. Anyone else have any questions on this? Then we're going to go ahead and put that on tonight's.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, next thing, discuss the resolution for the IDOT traffic signals agreement. Mr. Little?
Good evening. I think you have in your packet two resolutions, and these are for the two traffic signals. Of course, one is the one that's already installed right now, and the other one is for the one that's going on Highway 72 at the end of the safety project, which, you know, started right now. But basically, these agreements, we already have two maintenance agreements in place, but these agreements are for us to restore the right-of-way back to its original condition once they are through with it, with the state.
Anyone have any questions on these resolutions for the agreements for the traffic signals? No questions. We'll go ahead and move that on to tonight also. All right, number 5, discuss the resolution of surplus recreation department property. Mr. Wood.
Thank you very much. We just have two old trucks, one of which hasn't even been there since I've been here, so it's been over there for quite a while. The other one, they're both, one's over 20 years, one's approaching 20 years. The amount of work needed in them is right equivalent as to about what their value is, sitting around the $3,000 to $4,000 range, and both are not in our current usage of vehicles right now. The Jacobson mower is a kind of a bigger mower, designed for shorter grass than what we have. When our grass gets thick and wet, it's not a very good mower to use out there, and so it's not something that they've been using for years, and so it's something that we just needed to try to get the time it takes to change those height of the mowers and everything. It just takes several hours to do it all, and it's just not manageable for us.
Okay. I got a mower and 2 trucks. Anyone have any questions on the surplus property? No questions. We'll go ahead and move that to tonight also. That'll conclude the work session. We'll do reports and stuff at the end of the meeting following. So we're adjourned from the work session. Give me just 1 minute and I'll have everything ready and we'll start the meeting. So I can get Nita to the ball game.
I think he wants to go too.
I do.
He's not wearing that color for nothing.
Yeah, that's what it says. It's just the 3, so, okay. All right. All right, we'll call the council meeting Monday, December 5th to order. We'll dispense with formalities and move straight to roll call. Ms. Phillips, will you do the roll call?
Mr. Dahl?
Here.
Ms. Tolliver?
Here.
Mr. Ashburn?
Here.
Ms. Frederick?
Here.
Mr. Bailey?
Here. Now we'll move to adoption of the agenda. I'll go over the agenda. Number 1 is the resolution for the pickleball courts bid, and this amount would be $164,017.93 to come out of money that's already been approved for this. Number 2, the resolution for the Albert traffic signal agreements. And number 3, the surplus direct department property. That's a mower and 2 trucks. So do I have a motion to approve this agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the agenda? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You got minutes? Okay, there's no minutes to approve tonight, so we'll skip over that. There's no old business, so we'll move straight into the new business. Number 1, the resolution for the pickleball courts bid in the amount of $164,017.93. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Any discussion?
Like it's a $154,000 bid,
Yes.
and there's $10,000 special account discretionary.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Kittimer.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on this? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 2, the resolution for the Aldott traffic signals agreement. Do I have a motion to approve these both?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I second.
Any discussion on the signals? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, surplus to Recreation Department property, the mower and the 2 trucks that are in your packet. Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. That'll conclude the meeting. We'll go to delegations. Ms. Bell.
Thank y'all for letting me come. Y'all all have the paper from Avenue, and I typed a forgiveness letter. This was brought to my attention somewhere around September, October, that I was not paying my city sales tax. I had no clue. And it took a couple of days for Avenue, for us to even figure out even what was going on. Whenever I got my business license in 19, I don't know where the ball fell, because I was in the county since 2010, so I had been paying my county and my state. And so when I got my license in 19 here in Scottsboro, I don't know if it was my responsibility to do it, but Avenue said that something was supposed to have been sent in to have my name and my address changed. My address was never changed, and I was not aware of that. And so I'd just been paying like I'd always done, my sales tax. And then whenever someone from y'all's office had called and said, I was devastated, as you can imagine, because I had made it through COVID, and I'm a small business, and I'm going to try not to cry. I told Whitney I was going to try not to cry. And then I was hit with $10,000 of back taxes. And so I'm asking, I'm not denying and not wanting to pay my taxes, because I feel like that is my due diligence. But I'm asking for y'all to forgive the penalties and the interest. And I have met with Rick for a payback plan to be able to pay them back the taxes. And this is a lesser amount. I know Whitney probably gave y'all a different one, but this one, the lady from Avenue, I had to send in all of my sales stuff from my Square and everything, and she emailed me this over the weekend. So this is why y'all are just getting it today, so, with the correct amounts.
Of course, this is not a night we could vote on something like that, but I appreciate you coming before us. Anyone have any questions for Ms. Bell on this? I do have one. I just wanted to, and I understand what you're saying, but now during this time, since 2019, were you collecting city tax too?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying, I'm not saying I don't think
Yes.
I mean, I collected it.
And I could see where
so I
there'd be a
should
real
pay it.
problem if you weren't
Yes.
collecting too.
Right, no, I was collecting it.
Okay.
And there was no way to tell because the taxes doesn't go in a separate account. So whenever I get on there, and if anybody knows how to pay the sales tax, whenever you get on, I pay mine separate. I do Matt and then I do Avenue. And so whenever you get on Avenue, it has an icon, Dropbox, and I didn't know that it was not Scottsboro in that box. And it took 2 days for Avenue to figure it out because we went through the whole process. I had to get on there and I had to tell her how I paid my taxes and what I done, and finally we figured it out and we've corrected it. So I did July. I started in July, so I am up to date.
All right. Well, like I say, this will be something we'll have to discuss, and then we could always put it on a work session and call you to at a later time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
y'all.
There's no other delegations, so we'll go to reports. Mayor?
The only thing I've got is to remind everybody of the Christmas parade Thursday at 6.
Saturday.
Saturday, I'm sorry.
Saturday.
Got 5.
5.
Yeah, that's the Christmas party is Thursday. That's where my mind was. But that's all I've got, Mr.
All
President.
right. Thank you, sir. Ms. Frederick, you have anything tonight?
I want to say what a nice Jingle Bell Square there was this weekend. Even though the weather looked like it was going to rain, it held off, and Katie and her crew did a great job, and we came up here, and it was a good crowd for the weather was so iffy.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's here, but I wanted to tell her I appreciate her and her crew.
Thank you. Mr. Ashburn?
I don't have anything tonight, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Dollar?
I don't have anything, thank you.
Mr. Dahl?
Neither do I. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to remind everyone, next Monday, we will have a work session and meeting, and that'll be the last one of the year. So, Hunter, we won't have another one this year till January 9th to be the next one after that. All right. I also want to congratulate, I don't know if y'all have heard, the cheerleaders won state today.
Yes.
And so hopefully we can get them in next week to recognize them also. So I hope everybody has a chance to go over to the ball game with Nita here in a few minutes. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussions? We'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.